Well, howdy y'all. My name is Edgar, and I live off here in Madison County, Georgia, just down here around about 100 miles outside of Atlanta. And I'm going to tell y'all today about this golfing game thing. I had some boys, some old fellers up there in Atlanta. They're pretty good fellers, and they come down here dove shooting and a rabbit hunting with me from time to time, and they always talking about this here golfing game that they love to play up there in Atlanta, and asked me if I wanted to come play with them, and I said, well, I don't really know nothing about that game. I ain't never played none of it, and that I had seen it on the TV once or twice when I was, flipping around on the wrestling channels and whatnot, but I didn't know nothing about it. And they said, don't worry about it, we got everything you need, and we can teach you right quick how to play it, and you'll have a lot of fun. And so they kept asking me about it, and time to time, and so they called me up one Saturday and said they was going to play that day, and would I come up there and play with them, and I said, all right then, I'll come on up there. So I drove up there, and they give me this nice pair of pants and this shirt and all, and some shoes. Had these little things on the bottom of them, and give me this sack of golfing sticks, and said, come on, here we go. And so we went out there, and we got on that golfing place, and they took the swinging away, and boy, they hit it this way and hit it that way, and sometimes they hit a long way, but we did a lot of walking off in the woods and whatnot, and getting these balls, and after a little while they kind of got a little mad about it, and they get to cussing here and there, but we played on, and they showed me one thing, and then this fella come over and he showed me something else, and I never got to where I could do no good at it, to tell you the truth, and we was out there quite a few hours actually, and then we got up to this last little place, and we all finished up, and then they took the hats off and shook one another's hands and whatnot, and said what a good time they had, and how we ought to come do it again. And I tell you, I was studying pretty close when we was out there, and I didn't see when they was having that good a time, to tell you the truth, but they all seemed to think they did, so I didn't contradict them or nothing, and we finished up, and they asked me when I'd like to come back, and I said, well, I didn't know that I didn't think that I'd help them none, and they said, well, why don't you take this old sack of golfing sticks on home with you and practice up out there at your house, and maybe when we get back, they show me some other stuff, and everything will be all right. And I said, well, all right then, I'll take them sticks home with me, but I don't know. So anyway, I come home, and I got out here in the yard, and I said, well, I better just try to figure this out for myself, because I couldn't remember what they told me, half of it, and they'd all telling me so many different things, and to tell you the truth, it didn't seem like it was helping them all that much. So I taken this here golfing stick, and I got here in the yard, and I started looking at it and figuring it out, and it's a day or so later, old friend of mine, Bebo, come up by, and he said, what you doing? I said, well, I'm hitting this golfing ball, and he said, he looked at it once or twice, and he said, boy, you done got pretty good at that thing there. And I said, well, I've been studying on it a little bit, and he got right excited about it. Said you ought to show me how you're doing that. And so I did, and boy, just right directly, he was hitting it good too. So he said, he got this camera thing out here, and said, why don't I show y'all how to do this? And I said, all right, I'll do that. So that's what I'm doing. And it wasn't all that, it wasn't all that hard to do really. See, you got this here golfing stick, and when you set that golfing stick on the ground, the handle of it come up before the end of it down there that you hit the ball with. And I said, well, if I was going to hit it straight, then I ought to have it like that right there when it hits the ball, and just right straight like that. And so I said, well, if I was going to get it straight like that, and I was going to hold this handle up here, how would I have to hold that handle to get that end down there right straight on the ball like that? And I said, well, it's going to have to be about like that. And then I just said, well, if I just clap my hands on it just like that right there, I could probably grip it pretty good. And so I said, all right, so I grabbed it right there, just like I was clapping my hand. I grabbed it right there. And then my boys had told me that if I would lock my fingers in right like that, it would help. And I did that because it did seem to help some. And so I just wrapped my hand. and I set it down here. And I'll be in just a minute, honey. They want me to come in and eat, but I think I can get this done before I got to go in. So anyway, I had this ripped up like this right here, and I put it on the ground, and I said, well, how am I going to stand on that so that everything will be all right? And I said, well, what I need to do is just kind of put my feet out like that right there, and kind of get like I was hemming a hog in the ditch, like I had that, because you never know which way they're going to go. They might go that way, they might go, never know which way. So I just got down on that like that, just like I was fixing to hem up a hog in the ditch. And then I put that down there, and I gripped it like that right there, and I just dumped it like that right there. Right. And I said, well, I wanted that to get back, but if I was swinging this way, when I got there to get my hand like that, my elbow's gonna have to jump out like that right there. And I said, I didn't think I could do that. I seen a bunch of them doing that. It didn't work for them. So I said, well, if I just turn like that, it'll straighten that elbow out. And I get like this right here, and if I'm in that position right like that, when I'm hitting that ball, I think it's gonna be all right. I think I'll do it. So that's where I needed to end up, is that right there. And I said, all right, if I'm going to end up right there, then if I got to wind up on it, so if I was just going to unwind it, where would that put me? And I went, well, that's going to put you right there, just like that. And I said, well, if I'm going to wind up on that ball, then I need just to turn. And if I'm going to turn and keep everything the same, I'm just going to do that. And so that was pretty good. I figured if I just did that right there, that it would be okay. So I just I just had it like that right there, and without changing nothing, like I was handing that club off to somebody. I even looked back like that, see where I was going. That looked pretty good to me. So I'm just doing that right there, and then I just picked it up like that right there, and then I said, well, I'm not looking at the ball. I can't see the ball, but I looked down, and there it was, right there, just right there. And so I'm just back like this, and then all I had to do is go right back to where I started and where I wanted to hit, which was right here, just like that. And all I had to do was turn my hips, nothing else done. See? So here I am. I was right like that. I just reached it back like that right there, turned my hips over. I picked it up, and when I quit, when I couldn't pick it up no more, I stopped. But some of these boys was getting all up in here. When I quit, I just stopped right here. And then I just turned, and it just hit right down just like that. Let me show you how that works. See, just like this right here, and you go. Just like that. Boy, I had it. That thing done took off way up yonder and straight. Oh, it just went straight ski hard standing. And that's what got them boys all excited. Got old B-boat excited. Let me show you that one more time. Let me show it to you one more time. See, you got that ball like that right there. Yeah, just get up on some grass there. And that, see, that club, your hand's out in front of it like that right there. It's in front. And they just stay right there. You don't have to change it. Then you just turn back like that right there. See? Nothing changed. You just turn back like that right there. And then you just pick it up. And then you just come right there, just like that. And you just turn it. You just turn it out. You get right there. See? You look like this right here. Just like that right there. Boy, I believe I can go hit that oven right on top.
Oh, hey, Greg.
It's just about perfect, just about like it. So I expect that's all there is to it there. I don't think I did nothing different, and I just do that every time. And it don't matter what club it is, or it don't matter what how far I'm wanting to hit it, or which one of these numbers I pick up. That's pretty much the way you do it. And if you get up, whether you're in one of them little sand pits or whether you're off there in them tall grass, or no matter where you are, it's pretty much the same one every time. So I'm glad that y'all was out here. They want me to come eat, so I got to go eat now. But I believe if y'all do that, it'll work for you. And the thing about it is you ain't got to practice it none, because there ain't nothing to it. You just do it and go out there, and you won't be hunting them balls. I can tell you that right now. So anyway, I appreciate y'all listening, and y'all have a good day now. Okay, bye now.